Joining us now on the program, EKU guard Cooper Robb back with us. Cooper, really appreciate you taking some time for us today. I know you're busy, but thanks for doing this. We always appreciate you coming on the show.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Let's start with this. Last season was just frustrating, right? Injuries and everything going on. How, I don't know, encouraging, how exciting is it to have a season going as well as it's going right now?
It's really exciting. Adversity comes in many different ways, and it's hard for, especially now with people not getting sick, people not getting hurt, and every team struggles with it. So we've been lucky enough to not have too much of it going around, and it's we're all playing well right now. So it's exciting to have everybody feeling good and playing well.
Yeah, I mean, you guys in ASUN play so far this year, only one loss and some big wins. Like not just like they weren't even close. so I mean, getting into conference play, you guys played a really tough non-conference schedule. Getting into conference play, how much did that non-conference schedule help you to be ready for ASUN play?
I think it helped a lot, going to play teams like Cincinnati and Tennessee, and even the three back-to-back ones down at Georgia State. I think it helped a lot, getting our. A lot of our guys haven't played, D1 basketball, and I think it helped a lot getting that experience and getting used to like the bigger games, kind of calm them down. But everybody's gotten into their groove now, and I think it's just trusting each other. Then also having the experience of 16, 17 games under their belt already. So it's helped a lot to play such good teams early on.
Last year, you guys had such a mature team, in age, especially. So this year, you're the old guy. So not to say you were the young guy last year, but you're the old guy this year for sure. How do you like that compared to last year, where you're doing? I guess I don't know if you're. I would assume you're doing more of a mentorship along with playing as well this year too. So how are you enjoying that aspect of the game?
It's definitely different. I can remember my freshman year, looking up to the point guard I had at Charlotte. He always led us. We had no idea what we were doing as freshmen, so it's a different role completely. Keeping guys calm when we're not handling the game well down the stretch. Trying to close out games, just keeping everybody calm and under control, handling the game. So it comes with different aspects of the game. Sometimes I don't even have to do it. The freshman guards have been, great the past couple games, and it makes my life easier. It makes Mike's job easier. So it helps a lot. But we're always there when we got to step up.
You're still playing a lot of minutes this year, but 20, you're averaging 28 minutes a game. Having guys that can come off the bench and give you a little bit of a rest this year, compared to last year when you guys at one point in the season you basically had to play, and you had an injured shoulder. I mean, you had an injured back, I think too. I don't remember, but how nice is it to be able to get a couple minutes to rest during the game?
It's helpful. We got our bench has been great these past four conference games. Turner comes off the bench, gives us great minutes. John, even DJ, the bench has been great. And, when we can rest our, me, Mike, and Tay and still keep the same energy and the same flow in the game and keep our lead, it tells a lot to the players we got and the bench we got, and, just the how connected we are that we can stay together and keep leads, especially when us three go out. So.
You have a unique style of play. You're very unselfish with when you're out there. You're a good shooter, but you don't shoot a lot. You kind of stand out, at least in the fans' minds, with your defensive play and how the aggressiveness that you are in defense. The last game that I was at, I watched Tayshaun come out, and I saw his defensive effort. It just reminded me, I guess, more of your style of play on the defensive side of the basketball. When you have guys like Tayshaun, Leland, who come in with this great amount of talent, Turner too, as well. But are there things that you're able to pass on to them? Are they willing to listen and learn from you guys?
Yeah, they are. Me and Tay, you talking about the defense. Me and Tayshawn are always arguing about, who's going to guard who's guarding the best player that game. So, Blackman last game, he was averaging 18. Tayshawn both in the locker room talking about I want him, I want him. So I mean, it helps a lot when those guys are willing to guard and they listen. So I mean, you could tell them one thing and they'll be like, oh, maybe I could do this, and I'll be like, that worked too. So I mean, we learn a lot from each other, and I mean, they've been great this year.
It's funny. It's just, again, I just keep thinking about last year and how frustrating it was, especially as the season waned on and more injuries happened, all that kind of stuff. And you come to games this year, that energy, that excitement is back. The tempo of the game can stay up tempo the whole game because you've got the guys that can come in and play. And then but guys like you said, you, Mike, and Tate are still leaders on the team, contributing lots of points, lots of minutes, all those kinds of things as well. So that's all carrying over. You just add that influx of talent in, and it's just so fun to watch these games this season. It's just, to me, it's been, last year I was there supporting, but it's more fun, I guess, this year. Is it more fun for you this year than last year?
Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, it was hard last year. We had injuries, and we struggled. Mike played the five a lot. We didn't have a lot of depth, but it's also more fun when you're winning.
Yeah,
So I mean, just the support that we get, even over the break we've had without the students, still pulling around 3,000 out to games. I mean, it's been great, and it's even more fun when you get to play in front of a crowd. I mean, who doesn't like playing in front of a crowd?
right.
So, I mean, this year's just been completely different in most aspects. But like I said, the guys we got, the group we got, we're all connected, and when that happens, it's hard not to come out and watch.
How much more competitive are practices this year when you have that much depth as well compared to last year?
I mean, we go at it every day. Leland and Tayshawn are best friends, but I mean, once we're practicing, they'll argue all day. But I mean, it helps when you got 15 guys that can go, and then you can even get a break in practice. Whereas last year, we had 8, 9 guys couldn't get up and down that much. But I mean, practices are practice. I mean, you love to get it in, and those guys go hard every day, especially with all them being younger. They
Yeah.
got more energy than I've ever seen.
I always enjoy the practices I got to sit on earlier before the season started. Leland and Tayshawn both talked a lot in practice, and then DK. I love watching DK. He looks mad most of the time, but he's out there competing all the time. And I don't know that fans have seen the last couple of games. He's had some really good games. I'm not sure that fans, or at least casual fans, have been able to see how important DK is to the team, because about Isaiah. I mean, Isaiah's been great in there, but DK brings that just intensity and effort every time he's on the floor as well. So you got those two bigs to go with Michael Wardy when and his opportunity still gets called. But having those two big guys as well, that's the big thing you guys missed last year, right? I mean, you said Mike was running the 5 last year, which it worked at times, but having Isaiah, having DK there to kind of be the bigs and protect the basket and stuff like that, that adds a lot to the defensive effort, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can, the bigs bring a lot of different things to the game. Kozar's been great defensively. And then, we stay, like I said, when those bench guys come in, we stay up, and DK comes in, gives us great minutes. I mean, he runs the floor great. Like you said, his intensity in the game is, I mean, he never thinks he draws a foul. I love it. I never think I draw a foul either. So, DK's been great. He's coming along. He's had a couple injuries along the way, but I mean, getting him back to full health. I mean, it's big time to have two bigs and them competing every day. So it's been great.
And then John, I mean, the dude can fly. Yeah, Michael can fly too. John comes in. The first practice I saw him in this summer, I was like, oh my goodness, this dude, I guess that's legit hops right there. You get that in there. That's the entertainment factor. But Coach keeps talking about there's so much more to John's game than that, and he's growing it. He's growing his confidence in it, and he's starting to impact more of the game as well. And you guys, I don't know, like I said, this year is so much fun to watch. And it's just there's so much more excitement this year than there was last year, especially as the season goes on. Everybody was just kind of like, man, this is a tough season. This year, everybody's back to, okay, this we got a shot here this year. There's a lot of good things going. What is the I know the answer. What's the goal of this season? What's the main goal to get through the ASUN conference schedule?
Just right now, staying together, focus on the game that's ahead. It's one game at a time. We're not, like Coach said the other day, we're not even halfway through. But the end goal is always, ASUN championship. But like I said, it's one game at a time. We got Lipscomb coming up, Austin P, Bellarmine. They've all been playing, well recently. So, I mean, we got another tough stretch, three road games, and then we go from there.
When second year in the ASUN, so you guys know some of these teams maybe a little bit better than last year. Does that make a difference having a year in the conference?
I'd say yes and no. I mean, you got the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Guys leave, new guys come in, people graduate. So every teams might be new. I mean, we saw Austin P 2 years ago, but the coaches do a great job with scout, and the guys have been doing a great job. Just absorbing the scout and executing it in the game, and that's what led us to these. I think these last three games is just focusing on personnel and knowing everybody, who's a shooter, who's not, and like you said, knowing teams, it helps a lot. But the coaches and players have done a great job knowing personnel and knowing the game plan.
Well, you said it. 3 road games up next: Lipscomb, Austin P, and Bellarmine. You'll turn right back around and host Bellarmine a couple days after you play them in Louisville. And they've had some big wins this year, no doubt, no doubt about that as well. Coop, I don't remember if I've had you on since Mad Mushroom's been our sponsor. So I'll ask you this. If I've already asked you, I apologize. But if you're ordering a pizza, I'm sure, hopefully you've had Mad Mushroom. But if you haven't, you got to get some Mad Mushroom. But it's right across the street from campus. But anyways, if you're ordering a pizza, what do you got to have on a pizza? What's your go-to toppings?
I'm kind of just a pepperoni guy, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do sausage every now and then, but pepperoni is the main go-to.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Cooper, great season so far. You're continuing to fill up the stat sheets in pretty much every area there. So great job with that. Congrats on the success so far. Good luck, on the future as well. And thanks again for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.